It was a wet and grey autumn day, and Olive jumped out of a big pile of leaves. She was wearing a pair of green Wellington boots and a big yellow raincoat. Olive looked around and realised she was in an impressive garden.
This garden must belong to someone very special.
She was standing near a little shed. Next to the shed leaned an old tandem bike and some planks of wood. The shed door opened and out walked a badger.
Careful there, lassie. I've been tidying leaves to make the garden respectable before the Queen arrives to stay in her castle for the winter. She'll be here soon. It's going to be hard enough to finish in time without having you spread the leaves all over the place again.
I'm so sorry, sir. I'm Olive. Maybe I could give you a hand tidying the leaves.
Oh, well, thank you. You're an angel, dear. I'm Frank McBadger. I'm Her Majesty the Queen's personal gardener. We'll use these rakes to tidy the leaves up into one big pile.
Olive and Frank got to work. They raced against the clock to finish before the Queen arrived. It was hard work, but eventually all the leaves were in one huge pile.
Oh, thank you, Olive. Job well done.
But as they stood admiring their work, a big gust of wind blew the pile of leaves all over the garden again.
Oh, no, we're doomed,
cried Frank.
There's no time to tidy the leaves up again before the Queen arrives.
Olive looked around the garden.
An old tandem bike, some planks. I think I may have an idea.
Olive took 3 planks and put them together in a star shape. Then she attached them to the old tandem bike, where the missing back wheel used to be.
Ooh. Come on, Frank. Let's get on the tandem and start pedalling.
Frank was puzzled, but he sat down behind Olive on the tandem bike. They both started pedalling.
Faster, Frank, faster!
Olive and Frank's feet were spinning faster than they had ever done before, and it made the planks of wood spin around like a huge fan. This blew all the leaves in the garden high up into the air.
It's working, Olive. We're tidying up the leaves,
cried Frank. But Olive and Frank couldn't believe it. All the leaves had landed on top of the castle, almost burying it.
Egg! We didn't want that to happen.
Oh, no. Here comes Her Majesty.
What's been going on here, then?
asked the Queen.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. She doesn't look happy.
He whispered to Olive.
Frank, this is marvellous, splendid, fabulous.
It is,
said Olive, confused.
Oh, yes. Last winter, this old castle was freezing cold. What a splendid idea to use all the autumn leaves to keep the castle nice and warm.
Oh, well, don't thank me. Thank Olive here, Your Majesty. It was all her idea.
Oh, I see. Well done, Olive.
Olive curtsied before the Queen.
Why, thank you, Your Majesty. But it's probably time for me to leave.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again,
said her mum.
Okay, actually, I've been tidying up leaves in the Queen's garden.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear,
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. It was a big room with red carpet, lots of pictures on the walls, and a funny-shaped object with 3 metal legs on display.
Oh, hey, this all looks very posh,
said Olive. She was in the foyer of a cinema. Olive went up close to look at the funny-shaped object on its metal legs.
This is a film camera,
said a man as he walked into the foyer. He was wearing a gleaming white suit with black buttons.
Oh, hello, I'm Olive. You look very smart.
Nice to meet you, Olive. My name is Steve Bettenberg. I am the cinema manager. And tonight is the big film premiere of our new blockbuster movie, A Winter Wonderland.
Oh, great. I love a good blockbuster.
So do I. But I lost the last scene of the movie, and I still need to make all the popcorn. Everyone will be arriving soon. What am I gonna do?
Well, why don't I help you?
Great idea, Olive. Hey, maybe you could make the popcorn for me.
So Mr. Battenberg showed Olive how to make the popcorn. You had to put corn into the machine and turn it on.
Well, I should be okay with that. I'll just put the popcorn in here.
But she put the entire bag of corn into the popcorn machine in one go.
You can never make too much popcorn. Well, I think we're all sorted.
But what shall we do about the last scene of the movie? Without it, the audience won't know how the film ends.
What happens in it, Mr. Battenberg?
It's a beautiful winter's day. The snow is falling from the sky, and the snowman winks to the camera and smiles.
Olive looked around the foyer and spied the film camera.
A film camera? Your white suit with black buttons? I think I may have an idea. Mr. Battenberg, does the film camera work?
Yes, I believe it does. To record, you just press the button with the red circle on it.
And action!
So Olive and Mr. Battenberg began filming. But something wasn't quite right.
Oh dear, we still don't have any snow.
Suddenly, the popcorn machine started rumbling. Pop, pop, pop! All the popcorn came flying out of the machine into the air.
Oh, no!
Said Mr. Battenberg.
I think you put too much corn in, Olive.
Don't worry, it's just what we need. On camera, it looks exactly like snow.
So Mr. Battenberg winked and smiled to the camera and looked just like a snowman on a beautiful snowy winter's day.
Oh, Olive, what a great idea. But what about all the popcorn? How are we going to serve it to the customers now?
But the customers loved the idea of snowing popcorn and simply caught it in their popcorn buckets. They were all very excited as the film was about to start.
The film is better than the real thing.
Whispered Mr. Battenberg.
And all down to Olive, the director.
That really was a great film.
Said Olive.
Although, I had a pretty good idea of how it was going to end.
They both laughed. And as they did,
you're right.
Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I've been a film director.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.